Mother always had perfect timing. She knew exactly when to say something hurtful, and she never wasted an audience. It was a gray Sunday afternoon when my brother brought his girlfriend, Ingrid, home. The house was warm, smelled like vanilla candles, and felt overly controlled in the way my mother liked. Ingrid asked me politely what I did for a living before I could answer. My mother cut in. She makes soap, she said, like it was nothing. My mother laughed. My brother smiled awkwardly. My father stayed quiet. She sells little soaps and candles online, my mother added. Just a hobby, I corrected her softly. I own a company, but she didn't let it land. She changed the subject. The moment passed. I said nothing more. At home later, I realized something simple. They would never see me clearly. I had spent 6 years building my business, Brook & Co. It wasn't a hobby. It supplied hotels and retailers. I had employees, a warehouse system, and close to 7 figures in annual revenue. But to my family, I was still the soap girl. My mother measured success in simple, visible things, jobs, titles, things she could explain to others. My work didn't fit her language, so she reduced it. That was easier for her. It became easier for me too until it wasn't. A few weeks later, she called. She and my father wanted to buy an old mill building in town. They needed a $250,000 co-signer for the loan. She said it like it was nothing. Just paperwork, she said. You don't even need to pay anything unless it fails. But they weren't asking for money. They were asking for my name, my credit, my trust. I said no. Her voice changed immediately, cold, disappointed, angry. After that call, I checked the property. It was the same building I had been quietly dreaming about for years. So I made a decision. I didn't tell them anything. I moved quickly, worked with my accountant, and bought the building myself. Cash. 3 weeks later, I owned it. I spent the next weeks renovating it into a production and creative space for my company. Exposed brick, huge windows, open floors. It was perfect. Then I invited my family to see it. They arrived confused. My mother stepped in first and asked what this place was. This is my company's facility, I said. She didn't understand. You're renting it. I own it. That didn't land either. When I told her I had bought the building, the same one she had asked me to co-sign for, everything shifted. She checked the documents with shaking hands. The revenue reports, the deed, the dates. Slowly, she realized the truth. I had the money all along. You never told us, she said. You never asked. I replied. Silence filled the room. My brother didn't speak much. Ingrid looked like she was finally seeing me for the first time. My mother said I had embarrassed her, that I had hidden things, that I had tricked them. But I hadn't done any of that. I had just stopped shrinking. After that visit, the silence from my family returned. But this time, I didn't chase it. I went back to work. Then something changed. My mother began contacting my business partners, suggesting I was unstable, implying my company wasn't reliable. That crossed a line. My lawyer sent a formal letter explaining that interfering with my business relationships was illegal and documented. After that, things stopped, not because she apologized, but because consequences finally existed. Meanwhile, my business kept growing. The building was fully operational. Orders increased. New clients came in. One day, my brother called. This time, he sounded different. He said he hadn't known the truth about my work. He admitted he never asked. It wasn't a perfect apology, but it was honest. I told him I understood. That was enough for now. Later, he and Ingrid visited the building again. This time, they really looked at it. Not as Soap Girl's hobby, but as a real company built from nothing. Over time, small conversations returned. Not with my mother yet, but with parts of my family who were willing to see differently. Eventually, I realized something important. My mother didn't fully understand me, not because I was invisible, but because she never updated her version of who I was. She saw what she could explain. And when I didn't fit, she simplified me. But I was never simple. I didn't become successful to prove anything to them. I became successful because I kept building, even when no one was looking, and when I finally stopped shrinking. The truth became impossible to ignore. I didn't need their approval. I just needed my own clarity, and I had that all along.